All right. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for being here in What Was That Radio Land and checking out a conversation with Sophia Fitch. Now, her bio reads, quote, in 2017, Sophia Fitch left her New York band and drove across the country while 6 months pregnant. She returned to her hometown of Berkeley, California to have her baby and start making music independently, end quote. Now, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. in What Was That via whatwasthatradio.com is an hour called What Was Jody? And that's my partner who puts together an hour of really calm, beautiful and relaxing energy. And so I had no idea who Sophia Fitch was until she showed up in Jody's show. So it wouldn't have been right to have jumped in from that connection made via an Instagram situation that we'll get to in this chat and take over. And it gave a chance for the two of us to come together for the first time and have a conversation with an artist together. So here it is. Also, my name's John, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that yet. So the situation, Sophia, is A, we're very thankful for your time, and B, this is the first time we've ever done a solo conversation.
Cool. You mean duo? Okay.
A duo conversation. There we go. See, we're learning our pauses and nuances of vocals.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys can both be a part of it. You guys are the team.
Yeah, it's What Was That? And I had no idea who you were until Jody discovered your first song. Was it Where Do I Go From Here or I'm Falling?
Well, I first came across I'm Falling, and then I couldn't decide which one I wanted to play first, and I was really drawn to Where Do I Go From Here. But I've played both now.
Yeah, featured both of them in her Jody hour.
Yeah.
And most of the time I have no idea who any of these bands are and where she sources them from. And so I just thought, if we're going to organically connect as we did from you sharing the post, I would rather have Jody in here because then we can all converse and figure each other out and just learn who on earth we all are, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got the third song coming out this month, or?
Yeah, it's coming out, and then I was actually just submitting a new song, which I want to come out the following month. Yeah.
Is that what you posted about today that I saw in your stories, or is that something else?
I was just playing around with a new idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It usually just starts at the piano, and then somehow it completely turns into some kind of like electronic
cool.
Completely different. But yeah, that's where it usually starts.
So where did everything start for you as a creator and performer and musician?
Oh, that's a great question. I want to say when I was a child, like I've always been very, very much connected to music. I grew up in a pretty musical family. There's all these home videos of me like in diapers with like my mom's friends all around playing guitar and like the harmonica and singing, and that was a big part of my life and still is. My mother still does that stuff. But yeah, I think when it was when I was living in New York before I had my son, I had a boyfriend at the time that started making electronic music, and I just kind of felt inspired. Like, yeah, I can kind of like do my own thing too. And I organically fell into a band, which was my life. I loved it. It was like everything to me. And, but when I got pregnant, I wanted to raise my kid in California, where I have like a community of people, and it's just, I wanted to be more like in nature. This is where I grew up. So yeah, that was devastating, the brand splitting up, but I still like longed to make music. It was really having a child, being pregnant. It was hard to like start a new band, and it's also like rare, like finding people that you mesh with so beautifully and organically, like musically, when you speak the same language. That's like magic to find those people. And I was searching, and it wasn't clicking. And so I started just, I had this music that was ready to come out of me. I just started making it independently, and it just, one thing kind of led to the next. And and this like independent journey after like having a child and writing about just like so much happens after you have a kid, and just like this, faced with just like this anxiety that came over me, and really kind of like hitting like rock bottom at a certain point in my life, and kind of figuring out, that was like one of the biggest like growth periods of my life. And a lot of my music is about like what I've learned through that process of like, where there's dark, there's light. And so like I write about these like lessons that I've learned. But a lot of it happened mainly like after I had my child.
Yeah, I relate to that big time. And it's cool hearing you talk about that, because I often feel, like I said to John before, that I come across these songs and then I kind of just listen to the song and play the song and get to know the song. And then after after they've been on the show, then I go and look at the artist and try and understand, like, why was I drawn to this song and this artist? And then I saw that you're a mom, and I saw all these things that I was like, okay, like I've connected to who you are as well as the music. Yeah. So your son is how old?
3.
3. Okay. My son's 7 now, which is bonkers. But yeah, no, big time. The biggest transformation I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of music were you playing before? Was it with the band? Yeah.
Genres are always like hard for me.
Yeah.
To, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the category. I was the singer and mainly the songwriter, but it was I'd say it was like indie pop.
Yeah.
A little bit more noisy than the stuff that I make now. Like I think my stuff now is a bit more like electronic. Yeah, we had a synth player, a bass player, guitar, and then someone on the drums it was a combination of like real drum set, but then also like electronic pads. And I would play a little bit of synth as well. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was like therapy. I still went when I was pregnant,
Right.
towards the end. I was like, I needed it.
Yeah.
I loved it. But yeah, that was beautiful. We would, just like write these songs just through like improvising, like almost every time. And like these beautiful songs would just come from that improvising. It would just flow out of us together,
I really want to hear it. What what was the band called? Can we?
Okay, this is funny.
Is there a MySpace?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, we never came up with a name.
Okay.
We had written all of these songs, and we were like this close to going in to record them all, and we were just getting asked to play shows, and then we moved. And we never came up with a name the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
We couldn't decide on a name.
Yeah.
But we would practice like 3 times a week. This was like we loved this.
Mm-hmm.
We were going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
So that was hard. That was a devastating.
Are you still
But I have
connected?
recordings if you guys want
Yeah,
to.
I want to hear. I would love
no,
to hear.
look, the detail. That's why I was when you messaged and said 1:30, and I selfishly had another appointment at 2:00. That the what was that is not about cramming in, your usual radio. You've got 30 seconds and you've got 1 minute answers. It's about really diving into the personality of the soul of the creator, because that's what shines the most. If people can't connect, there's a certain element, like Jody was saying, certain things that she's resonated with, and looking at the Instagram and then saying, this is a fellow mama. That's why I feel this vibe in these songs. So we're just trying to find the foundation of you, and you share what you want to share in your own comfort, always. But what intrigues me, and I love this is so cool, the first time we've done this, and I just love that it's so rare that I shut up. This is great. So this is awesome for Jody in so many ways. But what intrigues me is, before we dive into more of the choosing the band name, is if you felt such a great connection with them prior, did you maybe approach them to help at all with these new songs as a solo performer? Or did you feel that maybe that journey wasn't quite right, I need to branch out and grow on my own and try and flesh this out solo-wise?
Wait, you mean like why didn't I try to like stay with the...
No, not necessarily why you tried, but did you consider reaching out and saying, hey, can you send me a guitar part? Or hey, can you listen to this demo? Or was there any kind of connection? Or did you just choose to grow alone?
At the beginning, I was like, we have to make this stay. We have to send music back and forth.
Yeah.
We have to do this. I was like forcing something that was ready to split, and it just happened
Right.
organically. The guy that it was my homie Chris, who I still love to death. He and I were the first ones, and it was Kelly on the drums that like started the band. It was like us three originally. Well, it started out with Chris and I, and then Kelly came in later, and we expanded from there. But Chris and I still stay in touch and like collaborate on stuff. But the stuff that I'm writing now is mainly like my own stuff. I think it was necessary. It's part of the process of me like finding more of my voice and like my sound, who I am, like as my own person. And after a while, I kind of just like surrendered to like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna like, I can't force anything to happen. I'm gonna just do what I can do, and that's sort of how things evolved. And now it feels right. You know, now it feels right making music on my own the way that I am. Does that make sense?
It does. Jody, I'm going to throw to you for at least the next 10 minutes because I can feel the questions.
No, I'm just like, I guess the main thing is now with your son, do you find that you have enough time? Like, how's the balance going with finding your time to create and finding your time to be the mom? Because that's where I often struggle, is finding that balance between, am I like spending enough time creating and tapping into my passions and goals and dreams, but also am I being the mom that I want to be, and just trying to keep everything balanced. I'm curious how you find that.
That's a great question. And if you figure it out, let me.
Yeah. I'm 7 years in and I'm not figuring it out yet, but
yeah, you know, it's all part of the process, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big believer in like we're exactly where like we need to be in our life. Like, this is all happening for a reason, and we're here for some reason at this exact point in our lives, with like your son being 7, with mine being 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think like if I didn't have a son, I don't even know that I'd be making the music that I'm making right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know?
Yeah.
Or writing about the things that I write about or have gone through. So, but it is challenging. I feel very blessed right now. He like just started going to preschool. My mom has an outdoor preschool, super small group of kids, and
amazing.
He's, you know, he loves it. He's thriving, and I get 4 hours a day.
Yes.
Right.
And it feels like way longer than 4 hours, because it feels like a vacation when you get that time.
It doesn't feel shorter?
It's like, well, I mean, yeah, kind of. You're like, really, 4 hours is over already? But after you've gone years of being together all day, every day, those 4 hours, you're like, whoa, like I'm by myself again, and it's this strange, yeah.
So I usually, you know, rush home, and sometimes I'm like in the mood to make music, and then other times I'm like, I just need to go on a fucking walk right
totally
now. Like,
yeah.
Clear my head and just, you know, which is also part of the process of making music, is like having this balanced life of like feeding and nurturing my soul. And sometimes that's not always making music, but that's doing things like walking in the forest and just grounding myself and bringing myself back down. So
yeah, which is all a part of the process of creation, is getting that downtime and yeah.
So I feel like I'm able to make it work with him being in preschool and then taking naps, but you know, it is challenging at times, and I do, you know, I put him first, of course. He's you know, my everything, but I'm making it work with what I can, and right now I just feel lucky to be able to like do what I love and also take care of my child.
Yeah. Does he show much of an interest in music and like get in there with you? Yeah.
He's a little drummer.
Amazing.
You've got more similarities.
Yeah, Harley, my son, loves the drums.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Tiago's always been a little drummer. Like ever since he was like, he's always been banging on things. So we got him a drum set when he was 2, and he just like he loves the drums, and he's very musical, and he's sensitive like me.
Yes.
He used to cry like if I would like play the piano and sing.
Oh my gosh, that's so
tell me
sweet.
to stop, you know.
That's So sweet.
This is very interesting to interject because there's not even for just humor or for trying to connect. There is a lot of parallel between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Sophia, feel free to answer and share what you share. And Jody, the floor is yours because this is what I just had I just had this feeling like when you so just whatever you want to ask because there's so many similarities here.
I know. That's where, like, when I noticed, because it's February 27th that you're releasing the next song, right? Was it? Yeah. So that's the day after my birthday, and I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, ooh, like, what's that?
Make sure you keep the mic right on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song is actually, hold on, huh? You can meet my son. You want to come say hi? Oh no!
Oh no!
His balloon popped.
Oh no! The worst.
He's sad. Chago, do you want to come over here? Come here. Okay, I bought him a little balloon for Valentine's Day.
Oh, so sweet. It's so sad, the balloon thing. I remember the first time, like, my son got, like, a helium balloon out we were at a little fair outside, and he was so hyped, like, probably 2 or 3 years old, so hyped walking around with this balloon, and then, of course, it let go, and we watched the thing take off into the sky, and it was this first experience of, like, losing a balloon, and it was tragic. So, these poor little guys, yeah.
You popped it with the drumstick? Uh-oh. Now you know. Now you know you did want to pop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I can carry candy. You can. This is like how it is with making music too.
Yeah.
Like, he's in all of my recordings.
Yeah.
Like all of my recordings, you know, like almost get the perfect take, and then it's like, Mama!
So good. So that's him on the cover of Where Do I Go From? Yeah. Cool.
And then how do you record then? I'm guessing a lot of it's at home, if that's the case, or he comes
my
into...
house, that's my recorder. I do it all in my house. Yeah.
That's sweet. We can see him on the Zoom shot on our second monitor, but he's not in the
actual
he's not in the actual video.
Yeah.
Because it's so tight with the three of us here. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Redecorating the fridge right now.
Redecorating the fridge. We're very busy.
So good.
Yes. Yes.
So how long are we going to wait until we start talking about star signs, Jody?
I know. I was going to ask. And
astrology.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a Libra.
Okay. I'm a Libra rising, so there's
you
that.
are okay. I think so. I'm like, I know a little bit of astrology, not that much. That's like not your moon sign, but your sun sign.
So you're a Libra sun, but your rising sign is the sign that was rising over the horizon the moment you were born. So it's kind of, they say it's the mask that you wear. So it's kind of like someone's first impression of you. So someone's first impression of me could be, oh, she's a Libra, but I'm a Pisces. So the very sensitive, very emotional, very spiraling inward kind of person. Yeah.
I love it. My son is also a Libra.
Okay.
And so is my mom.
Oh my gosh.
There's like so many Libras in this family.
Yeah.
And my grandma and my grandpa, actually. Yeah.
Wow. A lot of Libra. That's awesome.
Where do we go from there? And I threw it in there, but I don't know beyond. What is that? What? Yeah,
Libra is very like love, balance, harmony, beauty. So Harley and I are both Libra rising, my son. So we've both got a lot of the Libra vibe too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And an Aries. John's the Aries.
I'm the Aries.
Fire.
The fire. Well, today, I mean, this is just so delightful to sort of take a cheeky side back seat.
I know. I'm not used to it.
How do you feel
you're
about
so quiet. It's making me slightly nervous.
I can hear slight nerves in your voice, but I just figured that was because it's the first time you've been on camera and interviewed someone.
No, I'm just like, it's strange.
I tell you, sometimes I shut up and listen.
Not often.
Sometimes I actually shut up. It's great. Got verbal diarrhea since the day I could speak.
Oh, that's great.
You guys are great together. I'm surprised you don't do this like together.
Well, we're going to from now on.
Good.
Yeah.
That's where.
Oh, sorry, I won't speak for you, but
I mean, I'm into it, but I'm a very like. I'm a lot more of like a behind the scenes kind of person. I've always been that way. I feel like when I'm comfortable and when it's a connection like this, I feel comfy with it. But a lot of the times I like to be the more like, in the background, laying low kind of person. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're nailing the mic technique, on the whole. I realize I should probably have given you the mic on a stand, knowing that I wasn't going to speak too much, but that's all part of the growth here. That's all part of the growth.
That's great.
But I think to add on to that is that most of like how you connected with us in the first place, Sophia, you saw the Instagram post, and so when Jody's on, she just hits that Instagram, she grams hard. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the artists are in the same vein of they share it, they're like, yo, what's up? And that's that organic into and connection. And I would feel awkward I didn't know who you were until she found your song. I didn't know who half of these artists were that have reached out. And so my hope is that Jody will sit with me on more of these, because I would feel awkward just sort of diving into a connection that I didn't start. It doesn't feel very appropriate. Like, it's all about elevating the artist as much as possible, but at the same time, that wouldn't feel comfortable for me. So I think it's awesome. I love it. And it is trippy not speaking so much, but it's great. I think you're doing awesome.
Yeah, I remember the night that I had Where Do I Go From Here was the finishing song, because it was the song I was most excited to share. And then the system started glitching out, right? And it wasn't going to play the last song. And I was like, you need to make sure this last song plays. It's the one I'm most excited about. And like,
it's very frustrating. Yeah, sometimes when you broadcast through cloud apps, not the old school radio of the last 15 years, it just does what it flipping wants. Computer just does what it wants. And I was like, why? Why 3 minutes before the hour is done are you moving on to, what was it? Did something I
think it was something that would have really like.
Something that was going to really flip the mood on its head.
Completely. And I was like, all of my like dreamy, quiet like vibes were going to just, I was like, no, we need this song.
Yeah, because that's what that's what the Wednesday night is. It's just a chilled hour.
Yeah, so basically any song you put out is going to be on that Wednesday night.
So, I want to listen. So this is like, it's a radio station that you're doing, and you like find the music and you play the music.
Actually, no, this is reminding me that I sort of typed so many words at you that I didn't properly explain what this is. So the context behind what was that in simple terms is that I was in broadcasting commercially for the last 10 years here on Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
And have been making demos since a baby, since I was 10, 11 years old on my dad's old Technics cassette deck. And Talk Boy when the grandparents got one of those a long time ago. Home Alone, Dating Myself, whatever. And then it just as you grow, for me, there were too many systems in place that were elevating, yes, but also harming and the mindset of the creators of music. And so I just wanted to take the chance with, things is basically 2 words I've said instead of 1,000. Things at work changed a lot the last few years. I am a ridiculously passionate musicologist and love to elevate community and artists as much as possible. I went to performing arts school many years ago. It's just in my blood. And I felt that basically bands weren't getting their fair share. That's not news to us. It's been since Napster in 2000. And I felt that it was the right time to organically break. Honestly, when we connected right before the start of the pandemic, Jody is a major player in me going, do you know what? I don't want to just keep clocking in and clocking out here and being part of the system. I want to make a risk. I felt that I was being held back and wasn't being able to do as much as I could do. And Jody inspired me to quit everything, give everything up, help me build this very little cupboard that used to be her clothing cupboard that's now a green screen to do all the station in. And so what was that is basically a radio station foundation hybrid. So you can listen via whatwasthatradio.com. There are free iPhone and Android apps. There is Alexa skills and Sonos link up as well. Nothing on Google yet, but then it's free to listen 24/7. And it's all about music that is no older than 18 months. So it's constant new music. I've got about 2,500 unique bands in rotation. So you don't hear the big song 5 times a day. You might hear it once every 3 days because everything's in the same packet. But then we do have those focused hours, like what was Jody, what was Jyoti is how we spell it. That's a whole playful story. But because I couldn't pronounce the name 8 months ago, so I still call it Jyoti. Her, rather, because you're a physical being next to me. But that's her focus is on that just chilled, calm, end of Wednesday, hump day vibes. Just let's just get mushy and connect with just ground ourselves and connect with ourselves. And so there are different focused hours of just metal or punk, but on the whole, 18, 19 hours a day, it just is what was that builds around alt and pop and rock, much like I came from before, alternative radio. And there'll be a sprinkling of hip hop. And anyone that subscribes, to put a cap in it, 50% goes to me and us and we exist. And 50% goes into what was that foundation which we just decided last week. So subscribers come together and we choose where is this money going to go into the arts of Canada to start with as we grow. So for example, we're about to give $1,000 to the First Nations Music Foundation, which will help First Nations have more access to technology and studios and lessons to create and get artistically inclined, whether that's poets, singers, artists in terms of drawing, whatever it is that their outlet is. We're putting money straight back into the community of people that have supported us. We've got a guy who's living on Salt Spring Island, who's been living in a damp shed for a year. We're going to give him money to help go towards his next steps of trying to buy his own trailer. We've had another person who's had a really hard time with their next door neighbor who's been going through a cancer battle and it's not going well. And that person loves photography and loves to venture out. And so we've given money towards going and getting new camera gear and a new toy to play with and help ground. And at the same time, we've also got the What Was That Music Foundation that has $2,000 in it to start. That'll be an open grant. There won't be a like and follow to get into the thing. It'll be whoever sees it can apply via the email. And I've got 2 or 3 music teachers that are friends of mine that I've made in the industry across the last 10, 15 years that are wonderful, grounded souls that will then put money in their pockets by giving them more students and then also connect our community with people that we know are pure and honest and passionate and understanding of all levels of skill and interaction. So it's just trying something. It's been an aggressive growth. This is only the 5th month of it. And it's been a massive ego check for me, going from having a really successful rated show to having nothing. And then it's been, I've tried to run before I could walk because I know what we can do and I know how we can influence change in 5 or 10 years and be part of those discussions. But right now we just can't do that. And so, yeah, just thankful for you. That's kind of the context behind it. If that fleshes it out a bit better than my Instagram novella, but there's the verbal diarrhea because it's just about elevating people. And you are a prime example of the exact kind of artist that we are hoping to find and connect with, because it will be a real slog for someone like you to try and get into those mainstream playlists right now.
Right.
And while we're not as powerful as those, and we're never going to try and posture and seem to be more powerful, but we've got a really passionate community that
I'll get you something. Sorry.
that love what you make, and here we are, and I can't wait to share this chat with them.
I love it. I totally respect what you're doing. It's beautiful. And, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing it.
Starting from nothing or whatever.
Yeah, but that's like everyone. You just got to start and do it.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as you were explaining with your band, that it was just like, it was great when it was great, right. But then you moved on and now you're doing your own thing. It's the same. I feel like that's very similar to you. It was great when it was great.
It's all growth. No disrespect to any of the past. It's all helped me mold into who I am now as the most grounded person I've been in my life. So yeah.
Yeah, and you learn so much from working at your last job too, know.
Yeah, there's no way I'd be doing this if I wasn't
and what
there.
you don't like. It helps you get clear about what you do want to do and what means something to you, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
So what's your plan with your music? Are you just kind of as it comes through, or what? Where do you see yourself going?
Where do I see myself going? I mean, that's what I love to do the most. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
love to just like make it with my music, but I don't do it for that reason. I do it because I have to. Like it's something I have to do.
Yeah.
Love it. It's that connection for me. That's just something. It's like my other language. Sometimes I have a hard time like explaining how I feel or what I want to say, and a lot of that usually comes out first in like a melody. Like I don't even like put words to it. I just blibber blabber, and it's like this feeling of like a melody that kind of tells the story.
Yeah.
And then I go back and I'm like, hey, what do I mean to say? What does this mean to me? And I like try to like put words on top of it, but it's just something that it's just like a part of who I am. I have to do it. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Cool. Yeah. I love seeing, like, now that I'm following you on social media, I love seeing all your little posts of you just messing around with your keys and stuff. It's so cool. Yeah.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of them.
It's really fun. I love it.
Oh gosh, what was that?
Yeah, that really.
We had a power flicker.
What was that?
I'm intrigued by, you said what feels like 20 minutes ago, that even when you have those 4-hour blocks where you can come back and kiddos being looked after, but you don't feel it. Where does your mind go in that moment? Do you try and force something, or do you completely, there's no right or wrong answer to it. I mean, there's probably multiple examples of it, but what do you do? Do you feel, this is what I wanted to flip and create and do? Instead, do you try and think of, insert words here, I won't speak for you. Where does your mind go in those moments?
Sometimes, I mean, I like to like remove the pressure of like, I have to make this song right now. Like sometimes I'll like put away the computer and just like sit at the piano and like let something flow out of me. Or if like I am recording and like a bass line, it's just like I'll try a few different like things on like the synth. That's like the foundation. It's like the synth, and then like the drums are like usually the foundation of like my song. The synth being like the bass. Like I use it as a bass a lot.
Right.
And I play around. Usually eventually, like if I sit with it for like, you know, once I sit with it for like 10 minutes, then I like sit with it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It kind of just, and I keep trying things out. Usually something clicks. And yeah, usually something clicks. Like I have to try quite a few things, but like I said, once I sit down for like the first 10 minutes, it's easier. The hardest part is just sitting down.
Yeah.
Once I can sit down and be like, I'm doing this and I'm in 10 minutes, then I'm like in it.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are times where I just like, you know, need to like be fresh and I'm like just burn out. So I'll go for a walk or do something else to like ground myself or make me feel better. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, because I spent flipping, what was it, 2 hours sat here last night trying to get the color correction right for this new camera.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if we look like Casper the Ghost or way too tanned right now, but it feels like we've met a good middle ground.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I asked that question, because for the most part, when I'm grounded, I mean, Jody can speak for this because she can read me like a book very quickly, but when I'm grounded and calm and the day's going, little things like that won't bug me. But at 10 p.m., all of a sudden it's midnight and it's like, what am I wasting all this bloody time for? But ultimately then when you look back, it's, look what you've done, you know, you got the right color correction. Yay.
I know.
So that's what intrigues me. It just to cheekily learn what other coping and sort of abilities people have, because we're all so unique. And it's just, I just try and cheekily grow from everyone that I speak to.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always like easy. I mean, there's definitely like technical things that or like learning new equipment, or like I hate that shit.
Yeah, like, I'm right there with you.
I'm ready to go. Let me just go. But now I have to like deal with all this other stuff. It's like, but yeah, I mean, those are the times you just gotta like pump it out, you know? You just gotta do it.
Have you, because that was what we were so mind blown about when Jody was like lying on the bed and doing the Instagram post, was like, oh my, John, oh my gosh, there's 50 followers here. So Yeah, so you're at the start of this. When did you open up all the social media and say, "Hey, this is my Sophia Fitch music world"?
Yeah, when did that start?
That's like super new.
Yeah.
Like new. Like I like just did that really. Like it's probably like maybe like a few months or something.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I was blown away.
Yeah, I have a regular Instagram where I was like just posting like, you know, some of my music stuff, but I decided now I feel like I want to create something that's like just specifically for my music, so people are not bombarded by like pictures of my son or like whatever if they only want to hear my music.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just started that.
And do you have a plan aesthetically then for what that rollout will look like on social media?
Like how to get it going, like
well, just in terms of if you'd had sort of, you know, a certain like that everyone's doing when they launch something, the 9 different pictures or larger pictures that are stitched together or certain videos, or you just literally wanted the separation between here's the music and well, you know, you'll dive into that as you get to it.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted, a place that was like specifically like only for like music related stuff.
Yeah.
Although I still do post about it on my regular Instagram usually. But
You got to get those people to follow over a little bit, you know?
Yes.
Hey friends, support your friend. See how I like helped you not get bombarded, but still want you to be. So come on over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I just like, sometimes like getting all caught up in that stuff.
Oh, totally. It's a weird realm.
Doing this. Like,
yeah.
This is not what I just want to make music.
Totally.
You know? So I think like stepping back a little bit from that and just remembering like why I'm doing this and like, you know,
that's hard.
Back to that connection and, you know,
like I'm ready. We, you know, Jody shut Facebook years ago. I closed it what feels like 7-8 months ago. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to just shut down Instagram, shut it all down. Like I don't want to stand alongside these major corps and their terribly dangerous mindset at times. And then Jody said, well, look at all these great connections like you that we've got through Instagram. If I'd shut that down, we wouldn't be having this conversation. One might be able to argue. So it's such a difficult, again, no answer to it. I don't feel comfortable with the social media world at all. I certainly pandered to it growing up a lot and took way too much energy on from likes and comments and this and that and the ego trip. But the older I get, I just don't want to have it.
Yeah.
I feel like it just comes back to the balance though, because if you can use it as a tool, like how you have your music and you just use it to post whenever you have a new song or something, not obsessively checking it like, oh, who's following, who's looking at my stuff. But because you posted, okay, what is this? The music video, the underwater.
Oh, that's someone, she's a friend of mine. She wanted to she does like underwater, like modeling is her thing. And she wanted to make a video and she was trying to find a song and she loved my song. And so she wanted to use it. So it's not my like official music video.
But it's like a collaboration of sorts.
It's a collaboration. I think it's cool.
It's so cool.
It is very cool.
It suits the song so well. It's such a beautiful, Yeah,
I love that part I posted, like the ethereal, like water at the end. That's my favorite part of it. Yeah. But yes, that's yeah.
Cool. So do you plan on doing like music videos or anything, or just
I'm happy you asked. Yeah. So it's not this next song that's coming out, but the next one. I just like I am making a video. Like I have to because I see it so clearly. Like I just have this image and like these ideas and I'm like, I need to like bring this to life. So I'm gonna play around with that and start making a video. Definitely making a video. Dance is a big part of my life. I studied that's what I like went to school for. And
I was gonna ask.
So I definitely see, you know, it's a more like electronic, like housey song. I see a lot.
Yeah.
Here. No? Is this gonna mess up if I move this?
No.
I'm trying to stay really still. Yeah, you can have two. Yes. I love dance. I love movement. I like songs that like make you want to dance. So
He loves to dance.
here, let's put it on here.
I
yeah,
think Jody's got
there's so many things I want to do, you know.
Yeah, so you've got the 2 songs kind of ready to release,
they're
or
ready.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel actually like this song that's like about to come out is like not a newer. Here, I'll put it on Chiago. It's not it's actually the first song I've ever wrote in my life.
Okay.
So I'm happy to finally be putting it out. All right. Here. But no, you can't do that. Put it on here. No, that's gonna hurt your tummy. Okay, no more. I'm trying to just eat a stick of butter.
Oh my gosh.
No more.
We're all going to hang out one day because there's too many similarities going on here. Like word for word, play by play across the world.
Yeah.
No. I want butter. All right. Then,
so do I, young man. So do I.
That was so cute.
I want butter now.
so funny.
Love you, but give me butter.
What was I saying?
You were
So,
saying
yeah,
your first song.
I'm happy to finally be putting out. Like, I have like all of this unfinished like music. I have so many songs, so it feels nice to finally be like finishing songs up, but also like changing them up now that I know more about like music.
Right.
Can I have a lollipop after this?
No. Here. Valentine's Day, dude. It's like, no, like stop it with the candy.
I know. I feel you. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was so candyful. It's like a second Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Like it is, Valentine's boxes, like.
Yeah, my mom keeps sending stuff in the mail, and I'm like, okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I made the mistake of bringing a Kinder Egg home the other day, and it shows that I do not know the dynamic that well yet because they've been not allowed until this point. Yeah. But then you bought a box of 3, didn't you? I see on top of the records.
That's what Grandma sent.
Grandma sent that.
Yeah.
See, we're connected because we're purple lovers.
Yeah, that's what my mom. She was like, John got him one too.
Oh, so she had to get. I love it. So I get 1, you get 3. All right, come on then, Grandma. Let's go. Let's have it.
Oh my gosh.
So let's because I've only got another 10 minutes left. I've got to do an interview with a mental health charity. But I'm really intrigued by this. So, do you mean the first song you ever wrote? Is that like, oh, you're 11 years old, you're 15 years old?
No.
Take us back to where that was.
It was the first song I wrote actually independently. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I was like in my band at the time, but I actually like flew back to live in California because I was doing a doula training program.
Amazing.
It's like, I don't know if you know what that is, but
Yeah, my mum. Yeah, I thought you were going to do that.
No, I had a doula
Right,
for
and
my
mum was
birth. Yeah.
doula, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I know we could talk about birth and parenting for another.
No, that's episode 2. Yeah. I'll just be on the other. I won't be in that one. I'll just be watching with popcorn.
that's fine. Anyways, yeah. So I was, had the band going on, but I came here and I was like wanting to still write music. So that's when I started learning like the electronics and like music programs, and it was probably I wrote it when probably like I want to say it's like 5 years ago.
Cool.
4 years ago, and it's just been like kind of sitting there, and so I came across it and I wanted to finish it up because I'm like, this is a great song, like how come I never put this into the world? So I changed it up and like added, and so it feels a little bit funny putting it out because I feel like I've come a very long way since I've written that song, but I also feel like it's still like a very like it's dear to my heart, and
Totally.
it's still it's cool. It's actually, I feel like it was like the beginning of me like really finding my sound, to be honest.
Very cool. I'm so excited to hear it.
So we'll see. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Well, you speak in a sense of then you've not changed the lyrics at all.
Nope.
Now that is fascinating because I was speaking with a friend of mine, Max of Boy Leadfoot, yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know what day it is.
Maybe.
And he's just released a song. Well, he's going to in a few weeks that he recorded 10 years ago.
Cool.
and he kept 90% of it exactly the same, and then added a little bit in the bridge to be just to speak to where this moment is, because he felt like, holy crap, I wrote a song 10 years ago predicting where we are now. And so he just added a little bit of other salt and pepper to it to finish it up. So that's why I asked that. It's interesting. You've just committed to that initial you in that moment. I won't edit who I was.
I kept my voice the way that it was 5 years ago too.
Oh.
I added a little bit of like some like harmony, and like I changed a little bit of like the drums, and like added a little bit of like synth and stuff. So it's a little bit different. And I actually added Chiago in it at one part.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Give me butter.
Yeah.
Just at the end of a song.
Yeah. So it's cool. But moving forward from there, I'm just like really excited to put out music that like I've been working on. That's like I have all this shit that's like new, and I'm just excited to put that out. Really, like where I am right now in my life.
Yeah. So that you said the one after this will be the more dance.
More dancey, and then and then that song where I was like blabbing on my bed.
Yeah.
I'm turning that into something. I love that. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. So that's almost done, actually.
Was that an Instagram story I missed?
Yeah, really, really cool.
Playing around, So, yeah.
Sweet. So when will that be released?
Do
you have a?
I think like the 28th of March is what I just put down. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll be posting about it soon.
Sweet.
Well, it takes forever to like get stuff mastered, especially during like the pandemic. It's like, hey, can you? I'm like on the phone, like, can you like turn that up like 0.2B? I mean dB actually like down one, and it's like the whole thing, not being in a room with someone and like having like mix and mastered like with you there. So.
There's some wonderful souls on the island here that I've worked with for years, from being in a band and in radio, that do mixing and mastering, and Malcolm Flood I'm talking about. It's just such a wonderful, wonderful, talented guy. So we can if you feel that the LA vibe is a bit too I have to wait at least a few more weeks, then we can make some more new friends for you. But
yes, I would love that.
With anything that you make, we're going to play it. And with that, when I think I was explaining in the sort of, I don't know if I said this in the messages, with a voice note, literally just grab your phone, Android or Apple, open up the voice notes and speak for as long as you have to speak, a minute to 3, 4, 5 minutes, and just tell us about a song. And that's what we'll play before the first time spin, and then keep in the arsenal for when we spin it, a few weeks later, just because that's the biggest thing for me that I wish to break away from, was that forced energy of, we have only 10 minutes, only 3 questions, don't talk about this. You got to meet an artist, you got to meet them eye to eye. They got to see who you are, what your soul's about, and how you go about conducting yourself. Otherwise you're not going to get these grandiose answers and this and that. So it's got to be about connection. So I'm just thankful that you make music, that she found it, and then here we are conversing, and we will support you the best we can from this day forward.
Yeah, I'm super grateful. This has been nice.
There definitely will be another episode. This is huge. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, Jody, but like, Jody needs to, right now she doesn't speak during the show. It's just a music playlist. But Jody is an incredible badass with a flame for a brain that has so many questions and experiences. And it's been such a delight to have you doing this. And this hopefully is the start of many, many, many more. And also, fun fact, I haven't got to be in them either. It could just be you.
Well,
we'll make a radio star of you yet,
oh
Joe. I don't know. We'll get the big radio voice out. No, we don't have radio voices. It's just us, for goodness sake. It's not the 70s. Anything did you want to say, Jody? Because I know I just got a bit passionate at the end there.
Yeah, no, it's just been so great to connect with you in this way and get a better feel for who you are and kind of meet your son it adds to the whole thing. It's no,
that's what I was saying in
great.
email. No, it's all about being who we are.
Like
I don't want to
mine is
hide
right
away
here,
anything.
too.
Harley's on the
he's here.
screen
chilling,
time on the
so-
bed next to us.
so we're-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, how is he so?
Yeah, he's
We're in the bedroom closet. The bed is literally
yeah.
just as I go through 3 screens now, just there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were out playing in the snow all morning and
I nearly, that's why when I messaged you earlier and said, no, look at the timestamp. I just emailed you. I completely forgot to email the last few days.
yeah.
And you're like, I'm just seeing this. I'm like, Jody, she thinks she's just seeing it. I just sent it 2 minutes ago. Like, you opened it as I sent it. Because we were out trying to build snowmen in not quite sticky enough snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it all worked out. It all worked out well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy. You know, I believe everything happens for a reason. Like, there's a reason we came into each other's lives. So
Totally.
awesome. You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much.
That's
That's
what
very
you're
kind.
doing, and you're a great pair.
Aw.
I
You
think so.
You complement each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
I like to let compliments sit because,
Soak it in.
well, not selfishly for me, for
I know.
you, because I know that this was a big deal. So,
Yeah.
that's lovely, right?
Yeah. Thank
so
you.
Let it soak in. Let it soak in. We will chat again, and we will probably invade your life and visit and bring treats down to California at some point in the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Not that you've signed a contract for friendship, but it kind of already officially began feels like 49 minutes ago. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, anytime. I'll show you guys around.
Love that.
Sweet. We'll bring lots of lollipops and sticks of butter. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. And thank you so much again,
you
Sophia. It's been
too.
such a flipping delight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost. You too.
Right.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ciao for
Bye.
now.
Bye.
Bye.